Digest for the month of April. I'm Arthur Fantastic, your host, aka Geek the Marquis, aka Stony Balboa, and I'm coming at you with some information for you catch fanatics out there that are looking for catch related information and just want to hear me rant for however long an episode goes for. In this episode, I will be discussing a little bit of the channel, like updating y'all on what's going on, posting schedule. I will also be talking about catch wrestling in April, of course, because Catch Wrestling Digest for the month of April, and successful catch wrestlers that competed last month, made some blips on the radar. I want to plug them, get them more well known. You can go look up their matches even, and we can build this community. Segment 3, upcoming catch competitions. Now, if you didn't know, there are a couple going on. We'll get to it when we get to it. Segment 4, we'll be talking about general wrestling news. People in the wrestling world coming to jiu-jitsu, wrestling, big wrestling news that I consider big. Segment 5, we'll be talking about karate combat, one of my side passions, side products. I think it really meshes well with wrestling, and they've got an event coming up. And then finally, segment 6, I'll be talking about upcoming catch seminars, where I'm over there, catch seminars, and my closing thoughts. So getting to the next part of segment 1, we got channel update. I'll be posting on Mondays and Thursdays around, or rather on 420 Stony Balboa Holler. And we will be seeing a little bit more content from this channel. I've been getting a little bit more traction on social media. If you want to follow me, Arthur Fantastic, Arthur Fantastic on IG, 1K instead of IC. Holler at your boy. Obviously, I will try to also put maybe my at the bottom of the screen, and as always, in the description of this video. I'm getting there on TikTok, not scheduling my post there. I think I need to change my account to a creator account. That's behind the scenes. You don't need to know that. We've also got YouTube here, Arthur Fantastic, same as the Instagram handle. And we're just expanding a little bit. I'm not making anything from this, but I just really am passionate about catch wrestling. My story about me getting into grappling in general. My brother, Christian, he introduced me to MMA and fighting in the modern era via a pride match. Now, before this, I'd done Taekwondo. We lived in Jersey, so we would go to Chinatown in New York and get old Kung Fu movies, have a huge collection, VHS. As a youth, I like Steven Seagal movies, Jean-Claude Van Damme, still a legend. Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee. These are the video movies I grew up with, and it might not have come out during my time, some of these movies, but I'm older than you probably think. But these movies also molded my idea what like fighting is. Then I see the first one I see is a pride match. And it's Sakuraba versus Vitor Belfort, aka Vitor Gracie, for those who are geeks like me, Geek the Marquis, holler. So this fight, Sakuraba, kind of in shape, kind of undersized for the weight class. Vitor Belfort, a physical specimen to say the least, jacked to the gills, roided to the gills, and literally a Brazilian soap opera star. So that's the type of good looking this guy is. And it just doesn't even seem like a good match. I actually think I said something like this to my brother at the time. He's like, just watch. I was the type of guy my brother was. He's like, just watch, you'll see. So I watched this match, and Kazushi Sakuraba dismantles Vitor Belfort. Okay. And I didn't know anything about anything at that time. I didn't know he was, UFC champion on a technicality, but still, he was still a beast. No matter what, he still held the strap. Um, it ended up with Kazushi Sakuraba jumping over. Vitor Belfort got his leg chopped up. He's now pulling guard, literally, like just falling to guard because I don't know, he can't stand. Maybe he thought this was a good um, strategy. In retrospect, maybe he was trying to be like Nino Schembri, who had kind of, I think he kind of knocked out, or rather at least caught Kazushi Sakuraba with an up kick from just like pulled guard down, just up kicking. I don't know what was going on. I'm just like, what is he doing? He must be really hurt or something, or tired, or I just don't understand. Kazushi Sakuraba ends up jumping over his guard and like jumping, flying stomp to the face. And I said, I want to do that to my brother. And he said, okay. And then he's like showing me shrimping and the mount escape, which I still use till to this day. And that is a part of my journey here. And I found out he was a catch wrestler. I found out who his master was, or who his coach was, or one of his coaches at least. He was they called him his boy, Billy Robinson. Competed under the Billy Robinson Classic. Sought out his students. I regret not being able to train with him while he was alive. And I think that we all have our own story to give, share, as catch wrestlers, as fans of grappling in general, who may not be, I was traditionally trained as a catch wrestler, but that's, I love catch wrestling. You know what I mean? And we can find each other and we can become more connected. And I think sharing our stories is an important part, not only of the community and its interconnectedness, its overlap, its ability to relate with one another. We've been through the same journeys. We get the same injuries and the same calluses and the same conditions, and we're like, oh man, you can, or I know how that feels. I feel that, bro. And it's not only good that for the community and all that, but for the individual and our individual legacies and our individual growth, and how that can then, once again, going back and forth in looping, help other people. And I hope to gather stories here on this channel, in addition to talking about current topics, and to share news, and to share my journey, and to hopefully grow the channel and talk to more catch wrestlers. I want to talk to Randy Couture. I want to talk to Chael Sonnen, and I want to talk to Josh Barnett again. I want to see Angel Verduzco win. I want to talk to Champ Payne Poppy, his at right here, who was the over 80 kilogram champion at the King of Catch at CatchCon in Las Vegas. I want to get an interview with Jonathan Powell, the under 80 kilogram champ in the King of Catch at CatchCon in Las Vegas. I'm going to have a video on that CatchCon talking about that and finishing up channel update. I'll be having a vlog on that. I have 2 new interviews of Angel Verduzco, who I think I mentioned among people I want to see compete and interview again. He also competed at King of Catch. He's a 2-time Snake Pit world champion. Snake Pit Wigan in the UK has been throwing on some great competitions, and been, that's where it originates. Catch wrestling is Wigan. I've got one with Jake Shannon, One Take Jake, an interview with the head of Scientific Wrestling, who put on CatchCon, an amazing event. I 100% recommend anybody who's interested in catch wrestling to go to these events, even compete if you want in these catch wrestling events. It's fun. It's all love. All love. It's all love. It's all love. MMA guru. Channeling my MMA guru. Oh, it's all love. And yeah, I thank you for being around. This is a call to support the people that I mentioned in the segments, call to, interact with other segments of the population that maybe have interconnected with us. I'll talk about it when we get there. And to plug our own community. You know what I mean? There's BJJ, there's grappling, it's all this, vague, grappling umbrella term. It's BJJ. But where is the catch wrestling stuff? Where is the lucha libre stuff? And it's hard for that to stay consistent. We have a small community. I think it's growing. I think we're going to be more popular. I think the rules of major grappling competitions are becoming like catch wrestling, and I think there's going to be more fusion, and with the modern legends starting to create their own associations, their own competitions, like Josh Barnett. Kazushi Sakuraba has Quintet. Quintet is doing its CJI times Quintet. I don't know if they're actually associating with Quintet. That's Josh Barnett and Kazushi Sakuraba, two catch wrestlers that created that. You welcome, you guys, a message from Josh to you guys. And I don't know if they're I need to talk to him. He's in Orlando. Dang, I'm geeking out. He's in Orlando at the PFL. I'll talk to him. Rather, I tagged him in a video. He accepted the tag, so I messaged him. Hopefully, I can say hello, something. Get a question. He's got his guy Carl competing. Should have prepared a segment for that, but I will put it right here. He's competing at PFL tonight, and I believe that Josh Brennan is here in Orlando to corner him. We'll confirm and put that in the video. So much going on. There's so much going on. And that all being said, let's get to the next segment before this runs over 15 minutes. All right, we're in segment 2, and we've got the catch wrestling update for April. And I like to talk about the successes. And my network is small right now. I need to reach out. This is the first episode, proof of concept type of thing. But I definitely saw some big wins in this past April, and specifically want to highlight 3 competitors that I personally know that are catch wrestlers that are competing at the high level. And let us begin. First, I want to talk about Brett Pastore. He and Gabriel Stinson were competing at the U.S. Sambo Nationals in Atlanta, Georgia. Brett Pastore won first in that division. Gabriel Stinson happened to be in the same bracket and won third. And they are both catch wrestlers. Stinson competed at the King of Catch this past CatchCon in Las Vegas. Brett Pastore has been a long-time catch wrestler as well. Gabriel Stinson, he's training up at AMC under Matt Hume in Seattle. Brett Pastore, he is I met him at the first Billy Robinson Classic, the first heavyweight lineal title in 100 years. Amazing event. He's a great teacher. I think he should make even more. I don't know if he gives himself enough credit, but he's a great teacher. He taught me something while we're going through warm-ups that I still use today. Right there. If you know, you know. And I think that he's a tremendous competitor. He also won his last MMA match at Fury FC, I believe, and in March. So 2 guys to look out for. I will be, as as you probably know by now. I'm putting them on the screen. I'll have their ads up here. Definitely go follow them. Check out what they've got going. The future, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, the now. I mean, it's right now. We've also got Victor Henry. That's Josh Barnett's guy. And I forgot. Brett Pastore is, oh my gosh, how could I be so silly? It's Albuquerque, New Mexico at Jackson Wink. Not Winkleman, Winklejohn. Sorry. I have Greg Jackson's book from back in the day, so that's if that dates me as like the time when those were a thing. But yeah, going on to Victor Henry, Josh Barnett's guy. Been traveling with him, been training him for a long time. Competing him against in the Billy Robinson Classic. Beat my ass twice in one day. Absolute beast, dude. Absolute beast. And it shows because he won his UFC fight on April 5th. It was UFC on ESPN. It was the Emmett versus Murphy. Won by decision over Pedro Falcao. And I think it all happened in like one weekend. Like around the same time, I was like, wow, everybody did amazing and really like quick succession. And it was like on my radar, boom, boom, boom. And, my network for this is not too big yet. I'm trying to lock in there. And, people are messaging me trying to do interviews. I want to do interviews with all the guys that I mentioned and more. I want to do it in person. Every interview I've done is in person. So if I can get out there and do an interview, I'm doing that. And I'm not asking anybody to fly me out. I'm doing that on my own because I want to go train with other catch wrestlers. And so that's a good excuse. And then I want to make that happen. But I'm also considering doing these Zoom interviews. If you guys are into that, if you guys are not opposed to that, let's like sound off in the comments. Really trying to figure out like and navigate forward what we should do in terms of that type of like online interview. I'm like, dang, I watch them online and they always end up with some like technical difficulty that takes away from the interview. I mean, I even did an interview with Robert Drysdale and I should have brought the microphones. They weren't working with my previous phone. That is now solved. But now I want to upgrade my microphones. From hearing the audio of the Jake Shannon interview, I want to get even better ones. So it's kind of like a buy twice type of thing. Cry twice. So I should have done better investigation. So anyway, regarding our athletes, I'm completely open to anyone sending me footage that I could cut in here. Catch wrestlers competing in BJJ, grappling competition in general, upcoming matches. Guys, if you want me to plug your guy, this is the time. I'll put it in this segment. But with that being said, on to the next. So, segment 3, upcoming catch competitions. Now, this is pretty important because competitions is what's going to keep the sport and the art alive. Obviously, us competing in other people's competition is also good to represent, but having our own competition is what's going to set us apart, and I think that that's going to affect the whole overall rule set of the game, especially when other competitors come in and compete in our rule set. It's and they can bring that experience back, and they're like, oh, this is interesting, this is fun, you know what I mean? I'm seeing there being more tag team grappling matches, and that looks so much fun, and it is fun, you know what I mean? I got my ass whipped by Jonathan Powell, though. Didn't really get to enjoy the experience as long as I would have wanted to, but that is my own fault for not being as badass as Jonathan Powell, under 80 kilogram champion of King of Catch. So we're going into these competitions. We've got a couple coming up. And I think there's a couple of things to plug on the way. So let's start with the Snake Pit World Championships that are coming up in October. Their website says October 18th. Josh Barnett's fundraising post said October 10th, so I'm not 100% sure. But I'm going with the website. So October 18th, that takes place in England. So if you guys are interested, want to make a trip, want to go compete there, want to go just be a part of catch wrestling history, that it's in Wigan, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a very, I mean, if you like wrestling, if you're the type of person to want to go to ADCC or CJA, this is catch wrestling, one of the catch wrestling versions of this at the moment. Plug real quick, as I mentioned, Josh Barnett has a fundraiser for their team, their U.S. catch wrestling team, ACWA sponsored, and they are raising for travel for our catch wrestlers. We've got 6 gold medalists. We've got, I think, 2 silver medalists. Angel Verduzco, 2-time running Snake Pit heavyweight world champion. I'm going to put the link in the description below. Obviously, I'm going to be sharing that visual over here now. But if you want to support these guys, I highly suggest you just give whatever you can. You don't got to break the bank. But any little bit helps. And just whatever, like a whole bunch of us giving a little bit, is not only going to build up these guys and help them, but it's going to build confidence among ourselves. Like, oh, we did that together. You know what I'm saying? And we got to show out for our own community. We are in a diaspora, if you will, among BJJers, and BJJers, something going on in their community. They got fundraisers that's happening, and I think that also has to do with their network and their reach, and I think that's why we have to grow our network, grow this channel. Me specifically wanting to grow this channel so I can help with growing the network, and I think we should do our best to help one another, and if you have the opportunity, as you do now, I would highly suggest that you take it. And then we've got, and Jonathan Powell is one of the guys that I believe is going, so Beast, once again, he's a champ. Angel Verduzco, he's going, he's a champ. They're taking it serious. Cue Rocky montage. Let's go. I want to support the USKSA catch wrestlers, by the way, so I hope they win. But I love to see catch wrestling nonetheless. We also got a Wrestling Wars 9. That's happening June 28th. So that's we've got time. But you can reach out to Headhunter Higgins or Wrestling Wars on Instagram, or I believe they also, if you want to watch the previous Wrestling Wars, if you want to scout it out before you try to throw your name in the hat there, you can check them out, Wrestling Wars, on Instagram. 1 through 8. So this is number 9. Also, side note, we've got Naga, that's happening May 4th here in Orlando, and here at Combat Sports Academy Orlando, we have catch wrestlers under Terry Bourgeois, Scary Terry. He is a catch wrestler, and so by default, his students are catch wrestlers, and we've got a young Nicolas competing for the first time. I'm looking forward to him competing. Young guy, brand new to the sport, competing for the first time. I'm looking forward to him growing and competing again, and I'll be cheering him on. We've got John Benilbo, who also is from our gym. He is a beast. He won his match at Battle of the Badges, Fight to Win. He's had multiple Fight to Win matches. He's won he's beast. I mean, go look him up. His stuff is on the screen. So once again, support our community. Let's all connect. We've also got Ty and a number of our, uh, I believe ties could be. I'm not 100% sure. Steven, we've got Steven. He's competing, and a number of our team is competing. I just want to put a picture of our team on the screen. Um, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they do. It's not Steve's first time. It's not John's first time. They're doing it. I mean, John's pro. Fight to win. You get paid for that, baby. And they'll be competing this Saturday, May 4th, in Orlando. So look out for that and their matches that may be to come on the internet. You know what I mean? The highlight reels. I'm hoping. Still trying to get some of their stuff together to make a highlight reel for those guys. So yeah, with that all being said, segment 4. Let's go. Seg 4. Wrestling news. General wrestling news. I think wrestling news is a little bit easier to read. I should probably wrote it a little bit bigger. We've got Gable Stevenson versus Craig Jones. Now, this was originally announced on April 1st, aka April Fool's Day. I don't observe this. I don't like this. So, and because of this, people were confused on whether or not this was a troll from Craig Jones, who is notorious for trolling and just being a smarty pants, smarty aleck, and I think he's hilarious. The charismatic heartthrob of BJJ. That's an AI generated title, which you will see on this channel soon enough. The match is going to be taking place at CJI. It's going to be a super fight. There's some threads that we can tie in here to make this a little bit more and have some more context and have a little bit more depth to our understanding of what's leading to this moment. Like, does this make sense? Is this possible to do well for, is Gable Stevenson have an opportunity to win here? We'll discuss that. I think at the end of this story at this story. Can't talk right. I wonder why. Gable Stevenson versus Craig Jones. Gable Stevenson, 2-time NCAA champion, placed 3rd in 2019. So he's on the podium 3 years in a row. I don't know. Was he on the podium this year? I don't want to say one way or the other. I don't think he did. He did, though, have a highlight career. Olympic champion, by the way as well. Olympic champion as well. The credentials for this guy is absolutely redonkulous. He lost in the championship this past year. Who against the eventual champ, who was also on a historic run himself. And that is a story for another time. I want to go more in depth on that, and I think that other people have gone in more depth on that with way better who are rather more informed than I am. And I think that's a good setup for what Gable Stevenson should be known for. Then you got Craig Jones. The whole reason Craig Jones Invitational, CJI, is titled Craig Jones Invitational is because Craig Jones is the guy who's running it. The titular character of the CJI universe. Longtime number 2 best grappler in the world. The perennial number 2, if you want to say. And I think that's the whole little catch behind the name of B Team being number 2. No one's going to argue over number 2. No one argues that Craig Jones is number 2. I think that Craig Jones is a really good guy in terms of his grappling. He's a good grappler. Let me be more specific. He's a great grappler. And I think that underneath a lot of his trolling, his charity work, if he is doing that charity work, which I believe he is, I think he's kind of like he's got a soft spot. I appreciate that. I appreciate what he's doing for the sport of grappling. You know, he had catch wrestlers in his bracket at CGI. Go watch that video, right here, this video, and check it out. I discussed the catch wrestlers, some catch wrestling aspects of the competition itself, and how well that was executed, their rules. With this new quintet 5-on-5 team bracket competition coming up in August of 2025, we are seeing regional competitions. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I don't believe it's already happened. Lachlan Giles is running a competition on a 3-walled pit for basically qualifiers to be on the team to go compete in August at CJI in Las Vegas. Now my thoughts on the match, okay? One note that I left out purposefully till now is that Gable Stevenson has been doing some training for some time on the side. He's done some developmental work at the factory at WWE, so he's got some catch wrestling. I mean, it's probably show holds, but he knows something. They don't just teach show holds at the factory. I'm sure that he got interested. That's the kind of guy Gable Stevenson is. But say he didn't. He's also spent time with Gordon Ryan and John Jones, not only training in MMA, but going in grappling sessions, wrestling sessions, no doubt. And this also is to say that in the interim of when he has been doing wrestling, he's also been doing other grappling sports, and he's not just some green grappler. Now that I've credited him, is that enough to overcome the slick, sneaky, tricky, almost troll-like, like a Loki trickster type style? I mean, it's not just that, by the way. It's not that he can only do that way. He can grapple many ways, but I feel like that's going to be the biggest threat, his technical, sneaky setups and all that kind of thing that Gable Stevenson is not going to be familiar with. And if he can draw him into those deep waters, it's going to be difficult for Gable to deal with that. Now, if it was a best 2 out of 3, maybe I think Gable Stevenson went around, and who knows. But I think it's not best 2 out of 3, if I'm not mistaken. I think that it's like you can win on rounds if it goes to decision, but I don't think that it's best 2 out of 3 rounds. And that in there lies the rub. I think that if there's enough connection and grappling on the ground, Craig Jones is going to be able to wrap up Gable Stevenson in a space that he will not know, specifically probably the legs, and that will end up in a submission from Craig Jones. But if he's been training with Gordon Ryan in this meantime, who knows? Gordon Ryan is the best grappler, one of the greatest grapplers of all time. Number one spot I still think belongs to Gordon Ryan until I can see those guys beating him, and I don't see them beating him at right now. And I think it's unfortunate that his stomach has held him back. That's a shame. I really like watching him be the best, because it's just when you see him grapple, it's just way above everyone else, and it's at a level that is always like, you're like, wow, this is insane. that this person's able to treat other elite grapplers like this. Um, who do I think is going to win the match between Craig Jones and Gable Stevenson? I think it's going to be Craig Jones. I'm going to give it to Craig Jones. But Gable Stevenson does have a chance. Um, and depending on the odds, who would I put my money on? Well, if it was a really like lopsided odds for Gable Stevenson, I might put money on him. But if they're giving him like even odds, it's obvious I'm going to give it to Craig Jones. Not obviously he will win, but I think that the leg entanglement game is so complex. I don't know how many reps he's got in there. I don't know how many times he's been there, but who's to say that he's not capable of doing something outstanding because he's Gable Stevenson and that's what he fucking does. So, there's your promo, Gable Stevenson. That's what you just fucking do. I'm Gable Stevenson, and that's what I just fucking do. I feel like that's Kanye West. Because my life is great. Yes, and because I'm Kanye West and my life is great. So once again, that's taking place in August 30th to 31st in August. So be ready to tune in on that on YouTube, or that once again, one of CGI is probably one of the best grappling competitions out there right now. Love the pit. More on that in the next segment. Next portion of news: Rafael Lovato wins third bronze in Masters Wrestling at the U.S. Wrestling Nationals. Like, whoa. I don't know if he had any kind of wrestling experience before that. I did not look deep into it. I didn't even read the. I'm just blown away that a BJJJ guy. Why did I say JJ 3 times? BJJ guy. Just went out there and fucking. I don't know how much wrestling he's putting, but that's amazing. That is awesome. And it just goes to show you the type of person that is able to be at the top level. That mindset, that ability. Obviously, it's one of the crossover abilities that he would need for his grappling and his MMA, which he has been elite level. Is a skill that he's developed, and so it overlaps, but it just goes to show that people with the right mindset are going to get to the top. The right type of person, they're going to do it. So, big ups to Rafael Lovato Jr. Amazing. Big ups to him. Last piece of news that I want y'all to know that's coming up soon: the U.S. Beach Wrestling Nationals, I believe, is happening in May 10th to be exact, in Carolina Beach, North Carolina. I apologize to Steve for telling him it was up in the northern part by Virginia Beach. It is in the southern part by South Carolina, and this is an event that anyone can enter. It is fun. It's one of those things that should be growing that I don't see it growing enough. Beach wrestling, just a quick sell. Best to 3 points, first to 3 points wins. Oh my gosh, I need to get a better stand for this. We'll improve. Best of 3 points. First to 3 points wins. Push out 1 point takes place in the circle on the beach in a circle. Take down to the ground 1 point. Take down from feet to back is 2 or 3 points. So I think you might be able to win with just a feet to back. I think the rules changed recently, so I'm not 100% sure. I think it might be 2 points. Takedown is getting a person to anything but hands and feet onto the ground. So that's like snap downs, or you can drag them down with a headlock. You can throw them. You can double leg. You can you can take them to the ground. Something else, a part of your body can touch the ground. If you touch the ground in the action of taking someone else down, um, specifically to their back. And yeah, short rounds on the beach, a lot of fun, easy to set up and practice for, easy to play around in if you already are wrestling. Just something extra to more competition. The more the merrier. I hope to compete next year. I only saw that the competition was like May 10th, like recently. Money needs to be set aside, and I need to be ready for that type of thing. So next year I'll see y'all. But this year, yo, if you are in the middle of your season for grappling, or I don't think you're in the middle of season for wrestling right now. I think that is wrestling season still on right now. No, what am I talking about? Anyway, guys, U.S. Beach Wrestling, it's becoming a world sport. You go on the U.S. Beach Wrestling team. If you win, you go to the Worlds. You travel for that. You go to other beaches around the world. Amazing, amazing. A lot of fun, and easy to watch, easy to understand sport. Yeah. So take a look, check it out. Next go we to the segment. Next go we to the segment 5. All right. On we go to segment 5. Karate combat is one of my side passions. One of my favorite fighting promotions out there right now. They are the creators of the Pit, which now is co-licensed with CJ. CJI has co-licensed it with Karate Combat. I think there was like originally like they're like, hey, you know, this is our Pit. You're gonna make the Pit. And you're not gonna like credit us or anything like that. I mean, it was basically CJI was the Karate Combat social media, the Karate Combat um, video team, the Karate Combat Pit. I think that people don't realize how much of a influence Karate Combat has had on the grappling world, and thus CJI will also have an overlap with Karate Combat. And I think that it's a space that is open for wrestlers and MMA fighters, um, and specifically catch wrestlers, because catch wrestlers are usually also training in MMA. But also, there is a submission fight series that is also a part of the Karate Combat cards, where they have multiple high level grappling matches. Um, pretty, pretty, pretty cool. Free to watch. They have an app. You can play the up gaming. You get free tokens. You can buy more tokens. Basically, you can bet on your favorite fighters. Portion of the tokens that are used to play on whatever athlete that you pick goes to the athletes. The rest goes to a pot, and then it's broken among the winners who choose the right athletes. It's called Up Gaming. Karate Combat, free app, free to watch on YouTube. All their cards are free to watch on YouTube right now. You can go watch them. They are the model basically for the future event. CJI is building on what they did. Free to watch on YouTube. Get sponsors. Get ticket sales. Word of mouth also grows, obviously. Putting on good fights consistently, and growing that brand is basically the model of the future. People are not paying for pay-per-views as much as they would want. You know what I mean? There's a lot of then creating, paywall gaps for how many fights you can watch. You know what I mean? How many times to keep up do I have to like pay this much and have this and have that? It's like, it's a criticism that I think a lot of people have for trying to keep up with specific sports. But if it's free to watch, as in like for instance Wrestling Wars, go watch that. They're putting on free events to watch. that it by itself has grown, helped it grow. You know what I mean? And as production value goes up, so will the audience. And Karate Combat already is there with their events. I've gone to them live. They are absolutely a blast. It's so easy to look into a pit. That's why I think CJI did the pit. It's so much easier to look down into it than look up into a cage or a ring. Though those still have their place. I'm just saying my experience at the Karate Combat and at events that have the pit. It's just easy to look down into it from a little stance, and it's great. It's great. Um, Definitely worth a watch if you're not watching. My guys, my catch wrestlers, this is my cell. Go check it out. There's a space for us there too, I promise. um and one of my side products is this. And um I haven't had time to really develop the videos that I have in the chamber over here, making connections between certain karate moves, or bunkai, if you will, that is basically they're doing a arm drag, and there's a lot of wrestling in karate traditionally, um, and there are certain grapplers. If I can remember his name, Gunnar Gunnar Nelson, who had a karate stance and was also a good grappler, was able to kind of put those together. You had Conor McGregor, who had that karate type style because he was training with Gunnar Nelson. If I'm saying the right person's name. And they had that bouncy karate style. Henry Cejudo, a wrestler of an Olympic level, Olympic gold medalist, triple C, triple champ. Henry Cejudo, he was able to, at a part of his career, go into a more wrestling karate hybrid position, and he had a whole breakdown discussing, and he's gone back and forth on whether or not that's efficient. I believe he went to go train with the guy that is former Hoka. Dang, he's also the coach of several Brazilian karate based fighters, Shotokan based fighters that were champions in Bellator as well as Karate Combat. Their names are eluding me right now, and it's pissed me off. Pitbull was the guy in Bellator. I believe it was Luis Hoka or Roca in Karate Combat. I apologize if I'm getting any names wrong because I met him. He was such a cool guy. Um, but they also have good wrestling, and it just, that stance kind of gives the ability of a wrestler to be in a more wrestling type stance. It has its pros and its cons, just like every stance, just like every style. And I believe there will be more karate interspersed in a stand-up and martial arts moving forward because of things like Karate Combat. People don't even realize, but it's slowly moving forward. It's like it's totally choice, totally choice. I would recommend. And yeah, that's my song on Karate Combat. That's my segment. I'll be having a Karate Combat segment every once in a while. This Friday, in fact, May 2nd. No. Wait, May 4th? No, May 3rd. Whatever. This Friday, the event is happening, and it's happening in Dubai. Karate Combat 54. Alvy Spong. Sam Alvey is champ heavyweight. Spong is the belt collector. He's been to all these different fight promotions collecting belts. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping Sam Alvey takes it home with his smiling Sam Alvey, and his Kempo karate. And I hope that y'all take a look at that. So, Boss Rune's involved with that. Boss Rune is a commentator. George St. Pierre has been a commentator many times. He's usually around some events. He's busy, so, but he's been for a lot of them. Who else? Lyoto Machida was a commentator once. He's been involved. They were talking about him fighting Luke Rockhold there. That would have been awesome. And we'll see what happens in the future. But if you guys like that little segment, give me a little karate emoji in the fucking comments. Let me know if that was a worthy segment. If you guys like hearing about Karate Combat, check it out. Don't judge it until you've seen it. On to the next segment. All right, so segment 6, we've got seminars that are upcoming soon, or relatively soon, because some of them you might have to travel really far from, so who knows. That are catch wrestling based, and then my closing thoughts for the episode, and my closing thoughts. What's up? So, going on with Snake Pit Wigan has got a couple of seminars coming up. They've got one 5/18, so that's May 18th. Switching from freestyle to catch wrestling. So it's going to be a seminar based on the form of, like, you might be a freestyle wrestler, but how that might apply and how to switch and integrate your freestyle wrestling into your grappling, catch wrestling based. Then they've got applying catch to BJJ. That's happening 8/31, so that's August 31st. So if you're not in Las Vegas, you should be in Wigan, England. So that is as simple as that title could be, applying catch wrestling to your BJJ training. So those are some things to look out for. I hope they do recorded that and put it online or something like that. That'd be pretty cool. We've got CSW, Combat Submission Wrestling. That's Eric Paulson. He's going to be in Brazen Martial Arts Academy May 3rd and 4th in Windsor, New Jersey. He just commented on my post on Instagram. Holy cow. I think that's like the second time he's posted on something that I posted on some social media, maybe in like a catch wrestling group, which is an honor to have Eric Paulson interact with me in any way. Holy cow. God bless that man. I hope to train with him one day. I've trained with his students, and so I hope to train with him as well one day. They've also got May 16th and 18th. That's also next month. Coach Development Camp at the HQ in Fullerton, California. Those I believe there's a coaching program that you can sign up for, and I believe those are one of the camps that you can attend that are open to the public. So those are, if you want to seek out some training with Eric Paulson, who is now training Ty Ratula. K Ratula has been training them. He was in the corner of them in CJI. I have some clips and stuff about that coming up in my social media soon. But if you want to check out some comments of Josh Barnett on that very subject in the Josh Barnett interview, that's also available. But if you want to train with Eric Paulson, you got 2 chances next month. I highly recommend you take that opportunity. Eric Paulson, Shuto champion, fought in Japan, catch wrestler, trained with the legends, encyclopedia of grappling, as Angel Verduzco says. Angel Verduzco, friend of the channel. Go check out that interview that just dropped. Go check that out too. You're here. What's going on? Check it out. Why did I turn to Robert De Niro? Oh, check it out. Okay, that was terrible. That was a terrible Robert De Niro. Shut the fuck up. All right, so also coming up, Old School Catch Wrestling. That's John Potenza. He's going to be May 3rd at the Texas Defense Academy, Fort Worth, Texas. He's going to be doing a seminar there. Check him out if you're in the area. I'm certified under him, level 1. And awesome guy. I've got some interviews with him on the channel. Check those out as well. I know that's pretty soon, so I apologize for that one. But I mean, if you're in the area and you happen to see this and this helps, I hope one person, that'd be tight. And then we've got Wrestling Wars, which is run by Head Hunter Higgins. He's going to be running a training for Wrestling Wars 9 every Sunday coming up at Lions Den BJJ. It's going to be starting May 4th all the way to May 28th, which is when I believe Wrestling Wars will be occurring. June 28th. So you've got that every Sunday. If you're in that area over at Lions Den BJJ, check out Headhunter Higgins on Instagram and the social media to find out the details of the exact location, because there might be multiple Lions Den BJJs in America. You got to go check out the actual one. Yeah, hit them up, go train, get ready for Wrestling Wars. If you guys want to go throw your hat in there and see what's going on, and if they accept that type of thing, you know what I mean. They need competitors. They need eyes on the sport. So let them know. And for some final closing thoughts, I will take a moment to gather my thoughts. First, I'd like to ask y'all some questions. Do you guys have some competitions coming up that you want to let everyone know? Let me know in the comments. Contact me on Instagram is a good place to try to contact me. I'm going to start Discord, so maybe we can all kind of like network together on there. We've got also another question that I would like to ask the audience that may be watching. What are some topics that you want me to discuss on these monthly episodes? Because I want to do a recap. This is the digest. This is just a short, once again, proof of concept type episode. And then I want to just push stuff in the catch community. If you guys know what's up, let your boy know. Do you know what's up? These are my questions. Finally, my final questions will be here is, what do you guys think of the show? Let me know down in the comments. I think as May and the end of spring, the beginning of summer comes, you know what I mean? It's like summer's around the corner. We should be orienting ourselves toward what we need to be doing in terms of doing our best and representing what we are doing the best we can. I think that's a really vague I think that's a really vague statement. So let me be more specific. I feel as though we need to be doing the best that we can in our everyday lives. Okay, it's never luck. It's always God. I always give thanks and praise to the Most High Yah, and I would like to tell y'all to do your best, the best that you can. And if you come up short, you have room to improve. Don't use that as a excuse to beat yourself down, but as an opportunity to build yourself up. And things right now are going so well for catch wrestling. I want that to continue moving forward by us building up our athletes, building up our community, and just, interacting, talking about this stuff. I enjoy it. I'm sure you guys enjoy it too. And with that being said, stay up, stay vigilant, stay locked and loaded, stay brutal. Gotta stay brutal. Shalom, shalom. Peace in.